Welcome to Distortion Analysis, where each episode we discuss various topics, music news, bands on tour, and share album reviews, all focused on heavy metal. Here are your hosts, Sean McKnight and William Rizzo. And we are back, and this is episode 10. Double digits, my friend.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a truly momentous moment.
It is. We have hit double digits now for our
Momentous
episode.
moment in metal music.
It
Mayhem.
is a momentous moment in metal music. I agree with that. Yes.
Magnificent and malicious.
And momentous and malicious. And, yes. And metal.
All the ends.
All right.
Happy to still be here. Happy to still be doing it.
That's right. Yeah. So far, so good. So what? So much fun. So yeah. And I don't know if you had a chance, but if you had a chance to log into our analytics stuff, we've got listeners in Venezuela, Brazil, Qatar.
No kidding.
Yeah, we got hits from all those different countries.
That's badass.
Argentina too. Argentina's
That's badass, man.
Yeah, so it's just like I was looking, I was like going, oh, we got some listeners in other countries, so that's kind of cool. So just heads
Well,
up.
if those folks are listening right now, we'd just like to say, howdy do. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Welcome.
and thank you for listening. So yes,
That's
very
it.
much. All right, so we're ready to get into the topic of the episode.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. So this episode's topic was shock and metal, like bands that do stuff for shock value, stuff like that.
Yep.
When do they go too far? This is kind of like there's a recent controversy about this, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to bring this up. And I guess one of my things about it is, are they really serious about what they're doing? Like, do they really mean it, or is it just like all show for attention? Like, is it a gimmick, right? So, what came to mind when I presented that topic to you?
Actually, certain conversations that I had had with people over the years about this actual topic. Basically, their personal recollections of some of the shock artists that are out there. So, for example, the guy who introduced me to the Ramones and the Vapors, which we
Papers.
talked
Oh
about last
yeah,
time.
that's right. I want to talk about them too. So just heads up,
Yeah.
I'll go back to them, but I need to listen to them. So I'll shut up. Go ahead.
No, well, we would talk about music all the time when he
Yeah.
wasn't busy cooking shit, and so one day he says, "Are you into like harder punk?" And I'm like, "Well, I like metal mostly." And he goes, "Oh, well, you probably don't know this band, but I went to go see a band last night called the Plasmatics."
Oh, when you
And
were,
I'm
yeah.
like, "Okay, who's that?" And he goes, "It's just a punk band, but the front person of it is Wendy O.
Williams.
I yeah."
Yeah.
And he goes, so I walk in the venue and she's up on stage wearing like next to nothing. And she's standing over like what looks like some kind of, I don't know, body or something. She's fucking sawing it in half as soon as he walked in. I said, did you stay? He's like, yeah, yeah. I mean, I wanted to see what was going to happen. Yeah, so that was funny.
That's
But
crazy.
so there was another point a few years afterwards after I had moved out to, and I was talking with a guy who we started talking about GG Allin, who
Ah,
you who
yep.
you had mentioned,
Oh
and
yeah.
he told me that I had never heard of the guy before. I had no idea. So he just says the craziest shit that I ever saw was going to see GG Allin in concert. And I'm like, who is that? He goes, GG Allin.
He actually saw GG Allin. Oh my
He
God.
saw GG Allin and he
Wow.
said, this guy like goes crazy. He jumps off the stage. He starts punching people. He's, cuts himself and then smears himself with blood and all kinds of body fluids. And I'm like, you what?
Mm.
I'd never heard of anything like that. And he goes, I'm like, I thought you were going to tell me that he was like, when you said this guy was a punk rocker, I thought you were going to talk about like Sid Vicious. He goes, oh no, no, this guy was not like Sid Vicious. He said, I watched him pull down his shorts, take a shit on the floor, and then pick up his shit and start flinging it at people.
Oh, I've heard he did that. Yeah.
And he said that was the only time in my life where I felt truly afraid
Wow. No
at that
kidding.
show because
No.
it was so unpredictable and
So out of
it was out of
control.
control.
Yeah. So have you been to a show like that? Did you go to a show where it was just like that out of control?
No, I mean, I've seen, so let's talk about it. There's a
Yeah.
difference between the shock of staged theatrics,
Right.
where they're following kind of like a pre-ordered script.
Yeah. Like,
So the example that I'm thinking of is when I saw Exhumed last year.
oh, okay.
And
What did they do?
they have a little bit that they do where the guitarist goes through a mock execution of beheading.
Oh,
So they have a little guillotine that they have up there, and he puts his head through, and the blade comes down, and the head falls into a basket, and I mean, they've rehearsed it a million times, and it's
does it look cool? Or does it look realistic
oh
or no?
yeah, no, it doesn't look cheesy at all. I mean,
Oh, okay. Wow.
and then they got there's they have like this guy, this mad scientist, mad doctor with the medical scrubs and a mask on, and he's constantly like looking at you, and he would like pick up the head and swing it around, and all kinds of everybody would get drenched in blood.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I was laughing the whole time. I got hit with the blood, but it was still fun.
I'm guessing they got some of that from Alice Cooper because Alice Cooper used to do that.
That's right, right. So, there's a lot of stage theatrics, and I was going to bring him up, right? Alice Cooper, also like,
Kiss.
yeah. Um, I don't
You
know that I would put Ozzy in that
no,
category.
yeah, no, I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't know about that. He never seemed to go that over the top. It was like there's stage props and stuff, but he never, I don't think, got too involved in theatrics himself, like costumes and stuff a little bit maybe, but nothing like too crazy.
Well, I was
Um,
thinking about the Bat episode, the infamous
yeah,
Bat episode.
the bad episode, but yeah.
But that was not scripted. And that's why
No,
I don't think that he belongs in that group of
no, I
stage
wouldn't. No, I wouldn't
fans.
categorize him in that group either. You know who I would put in the category early on would be Bowie.
Oh, yeah,
Because I mean,
with his
David Bowie,
performance art.
when he came out as Ziggy Stardust, people were like, "What the fuck is that?" And then,
Yeah,
but it was like this character, and it was like one of the first times that somebody took it to that level of theatricality, but
that's
not in
right.
a way. I didn't think, but he didn't. I never thought he was going for shock though. I always thought he was going for art.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You know what I mean?
I
So
don't think he was
whereas
trying to shock anyone any more than Andy
no, I
Warhol
don't
was
think so. I
trying.
think that just was his artistic vision.
Yeah,
So
totally.
now going back to the shock value, do you think there's value in that, or do you think it diminishes the band's? I'm sure it depends on the band, but overall, do you think it's something that takes away, or do you think it's something that adds?
First of all, it totally depends on the band.
Right.
You can't put a GG Allin performance on the same shelf as Alice Cooper.
Right.
It just isn't
Right.
the
Right.
same. Because with GG Allin, you felt the sense of real danger
Yeah.
being
Well,
around true.
well. Also, let's mine into that for a second. Do you think if G.G. Allen didn't do that, would his music been enough to carry his career?
Oh, that's a good way of framing it.
You know what I'm saying? Like take
I
out the
mean,
shock, leave in the music, just like if he was just like a regular performing kind of guy without
yeah.
smearing shit on himself and punching people in the audience, would he have still like let's say even just as a punk artist, would he have still had the same carried the same weight or had the same legend or drew the same amount of people? Do you think that would have happened or no?
I don't think he would have been less popular because his music and his lyrics were actually quite um just angry. um I think he, in true punk fashion, he poked fun at, orderly society, and
Mm-hmm.
just look at the song titles of some songs.
Yeah.
But if you took away the craziness aspect of it, you'd still have a lot of people going to those shows because he was a true punk. If he
Yeah.
never left the stage and he all he did was, shake his fist while he was going nuts on stage by himself, and it didn't disrobe or anything like that, people would still say, "Man, he's fucking great. He's
Okay.
fucking great at what he does." But I know that there's at least a section of those fans that went specifically to see the the
for the
craziness.
chaos, just to see what was
Oh
going to
yeah.
happen. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people in society that vibe off of that shit. They
Oh,
vibe off of chaos, they vibe off of instability and
oh,
violence,
yeah.
and it just tickles a funny bone in them that you wouldn't get at a different show.
Oh yeah, well, no, I mean, even to the point where they don't care if the show gets shut down. Because I've been to shows where they got kind of crazy, and the worst show I was ever at, where like SWAT team riot gear showed up. I mean, like the whole
Oh
thing.
shit.
Yeah, it was in Allentown. It was a Pungent Stench and Acid Bath show,
No
and
shit. Wow.
Pungent Stench was headlining, and right in the middle of their set, well, actually, just at the beginning of their set, a bunch of skinheads showed up. And
Oh,
they just kind of like, and what the shitty part is nobody noticed them right away because they kind of like showed up in the middle of the show, and they kind of like slowly kind of weaved themselves into the crowd. So they were kind
yep.
of like spread out across the whole crowd. Nobody knew. And then all of a sudden, right in the middle of Pungent Scent, they went fucking crazy and then started like, they basically started a riot. So to
Wow.
the point where the set got shut down, the cops showed up in riot gear, the whole thing was cleared out. I mean, it was
Damn.
like, it was like that. So they just Pungent never finished the set. So,
Damn.
but yeah, but they were there to sow chaos. I mean, that's what they were there for.
Yeah,
So,
that's
but
fucking
that's
bullshit,
all it
man.
was. That's all it was. That's all they gave a shit about. Just show up to
Imagine
fun.
flying from all the way from fucking Austria
Right?
and playing a
Exactly.
show and you have that kind of shit
I
happening.
know. So yeah, Punch and Snatch just like they held in as long as they could, but they played maybe 4 or 5 songs and then that was it. They were done. It was
Wow.
over. Then everybody was outside and the cops were there and whatever. So yeah, it was a freaking mess. But yeah, there are people like that. They just show up to fuck shit up and
Yep.
they just want chaos and that's it. And what kills me is they pay to do that. They pay to come in to cause that mess. So it's just like it
Yep.
costs money and then you make the effort to get there and then and that's what they want to do. Yeah, it's just
Doesn't matter. It's in furtherance of that goal.
yeah, it makes no sense. So now, what were some of your favorite shock bands and why?
Uh, I was always honestly more into the music than I was into any kind of shock performances. There's different levels of theatricality,
Right.
right? So when I went to see AC/DC, I was looking forward to Angus's solo,
Mm,
with that he just takes just by himself, where he walks out into the middle of the crowd and going nuts and shit.
yeah, yeah.
Um, uh, yeah, I mean, I don't know that I really went to go see anybody for the shock value of it. Even the heaviest, fastest bands I ever saw, I didn't go for the shock value of it. Even seeing Slayer,
Yeah, yeah.
and they're pretty fucking intense, man.
Oh yeah.
But part of what makes their performances so nuts, or what did, was their fans.
Yeah. Big
Their
time. Oh,
fans
crazy.
threw gasoline onto that fire,
Yeah, big time.
you know. But yeah, I don't really know that I have bands that I've seen that I went to go see because of. I knew what was going to happen at the Exhumed show because I cheated a little bit and I watched a
Uh,
former show on
oh,
YouTube.
okay,
And
gotcha.
I said, "Oh, okay. Well, maybe I won't be up close to the stage." I was up close to the fucking stage and got drenched by the blood. And I was like, "Man, if I get pulled over going home tonight,
Get like explaining to do.
it's probably got some explaining. Probably gonna take me a little longer to get home." So.
Well, have you ever seen GWAR live?
No, actually,
You've
well,
never seen GWAR? Oh,
no, they played one of the Milwaukee Metal Fests that we went to.
okay,
I don't remember. It might have been the year that we played the Metal Fest, which was 96,
okay.
and they must have played on Saturday night and we played on Friday, and I don't know how long we stayed around on Saturday. I don't
Oh,
remember.
okay, yeah.
But yeah, I think that was like the only chance I got to see them. Have you ever seen them?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I've seen him. Like I saw him in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, at this club called the Chameleon, and yeah, it was like I got punched right in the face in the pit.
Oh
So
shit.
yeah, that sucked. And you get wet. No matter where you are, you're gonna get wet at a GWAR show.
Right.
So you
Right,
never
right, right.
wear, you never people wear white shirts intentionally to come out of it with almost like a tie-dye thing when they by the time they get out of it. So because you're getting hit with all kinds of I don't even know what the
Fluids.
liquids are. I have no idea what they are. So yeah, no, now
Well, that was a
GWAR.
bit salty.
Yeah, better to not ask questions. Just don't ask questions. So, but GWAR was one of the reasons why I wanted to go into the subject because they got in trouble recently with the conservative crowd because one of the things that they've been doing on their recent tours is they've been staging these executions of Trump and Elon Musk on stage.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, where they have
heard
somebody come
about it.
out and like a character, then they kill them on the stage. Now, the MAGA crowd and the conservatives are all bent out of shape about this, and they're going, "How can they do this?" and blah blah blah. But what they don't realize is GWAR's been doing this. This is not like it's not new just because of Trump. They did this with all the other past presidents too.
Oh, did they?
So it's not something that's new. It's just that it just now it's gotten a lot of attention because of the recent like conservative again, attention they got on this. And GWAR's just kind of like, me, they don't really give a shit.
Mm,
But it's interesting that they got some national coverage out of this.
yeah,
So it's definitely helping their, their PR bit. So,
sure.
but they're also have been making political statements like that for a while, and it's part of what they do. But I
Mm,
don't know. I like their shows. I think they're fun to watch. They're very cartoony, but they're
yeah,
also like one of those bands that you kind of go for the theatricality. The
exactly.
music, don't get me wrong, the music's great too, but they're definitely something you're anticipating, like, I gotta see this show.
Yeah, yeah, and their music is actually not bad.
No, it's really not. Yeah.
And they're very good at playing it live with those hugely ridiculous costumes
I
on.
don't know how they do
Crazy.
that. Oh my God. And
They're pretty
I
tight.
saw them live and they were tight, man. Yeah. And I
Yeah,
don't know how they can even see their freaking guitars with those big helmets and shit on.
I
They're
know.
probably wet half the time from all the shit that's spraying up there. So
They
between
gotta
wet
be.
and the costumes, and everything else, man.
Yeah.
So you gotta give it to those guys for really, for really being able to hang in there with all that shit. So
There's no way that anybody can make the case that they should be forced to stop the mock executions
no,
because it's, last time I checked, it's a free country.
it's parody, so they can do it. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's parody, right?
Exactly, because that's the fine line. If they were trying to stage it like it was a real thing, then they could get
Right.
in trouble for threatening the president. But the
Yep.
fact that it's all parody and fucking look at them, you know what I mean? So
Mm.
it's not like they don't look
Who's going
bad.
to take that seriously?
Exactly. I just would wish it would be great if they got sued and then show up in costume in court.
Oh,
How
oh,
amazing would that be?
that would be like the fucking Tipper Gore 2.0.
Right? Totally. 100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Um, what was the most shocking thing you've ever seen at a show where you were kind of like, damn, I can't believe that just happened?
Oh, actually, it was we're watching Body Count play,
Hmm.
and it back in Milwaukee. I don't
Yep.
remember what year. And my the girl I was dating at the time and I was standing kind of about halfway back in the crowd, and the stage had over it the lighting structure of the two towers, the two light towers, and then the beam, the
Oh,
thing going across the top.
yeah.
And somehow if I this, we're going back like 30 fucking years, but if I remember correctly, there were people climbing on those towers, and so the towers started to tip back towards the crowd,
Oh,
and a bunch of people rushed the two sides of the, where it was going to hit the fucking crowd, and Ice-T, and this caused me to have so much fucking respect for him. He instantly launched into pep rally mode. They stopped the music and he was like, "Get your fucking backs into it. Hold that, push it back up. That's it. You got it. Push that
whoa.
thing back up." And they did. I mean, there must have been like dozens of people pushing it back
Holy
up.
shit.
And so finally, they got one of the light gaffer people or whatever they call them to climb up to the top and actually connect it, like tie it up with rope to the ceiling so it wouldn't do that again.
Whoa.
But I looked at the girl I was with. I was like, I ain't never seen nothing like that before. We always watch people get fucking
I
smushed.
know, that's crazy. Oh my
Yeah,
God. That's awesome that he stopped in the middle and just was like, all right, we gotta fix this thing. So and then
yeah.
that's what they
He was
did.
very inspirational. I remember that, and
Wow.
I say that guy's a good dude.
That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
That's intense. Yeah, that's
And
very
if you
intense.
think about it, that's how Curtis Mayfield got paralyzed.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that.
This was like 1998 or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think that he got hit by like the lighting on
Yeah.
stage and it paralyzed him and
Yeah.
lived for a few more years and then he
That's
passed
right.
away.
I forgot all about that. Yeah, I mean those kind of accidents can happen, so that would be shocking to witness live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the only other thing I could think of is like it was actually at a Grateful Dead show,
Hmm.
and the people who followed this podcasts that are my friends, they've heard me say this story several times. It was the year 1995 when there was a riot that broke out. It was the show at Deer Creek in Indianapolis,
Hmm.
and there's a wooden fence that goes up around the back part of the field. So you know the thing about dead shows is like most of the people are there to just do tailgating, hang out in the parking lot and all
Right,
that.
do acid in the parking lot, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so that was what we were doing that particular year because we couldn't get no tickets and walking around. And it's crazy because I was walking with a buddy of mine that had driven out from New York, and he's carrying a fucking loaf of bread and a thing of American cheese, and he's like, I gotta find someone that'll let me make a grilled cheese sandwich. And I'm like, man, where the fuck are you gonna make a grilled cheese sandwich at? We're at a Grateful Dead show. And all of a sudden he goes, oh, look, that dude over there has got a toaster. And we go walking over to this dude, and the guy who owned the toaster was another friend of mine from a different part of New York. And I looked at him like, Josh? And he goes, William? And so for the next 10, 15 minutes, we were laughing and making grilled cheese
Why does
sandwiches.
he have a toaster?
He was making food and selling food. So, my
Dead
buddy was
concert.
like, hey man, do you mind if I use that for like 2 minutes to make a sandwich? Sure, man, go ahead. It was pretty fun. So like 10, 15 minutes later, we're standing there, and all of a sudden I see people start running, like full speed running, and I start hear
Oh,
people screaming like, the fence is down, the fence is down.
oh,
And I was like, what? And I could see off in the distance, like the ground went up to like a hill, which, the whole stage area was surrounded by this kind of hill, maybe 25 feet tall or whatever. And so people were running up the side of this hill, and they had knocked down a huge portion of the fence so that they could get into the general admission area.
oh, wow.
With the lawn
Yeah, the lawn. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you.
behind where all the seating was, right?
Right, right.
And so I took off running. I'm going to go fucking go in because I wanted to fucking go in, right? So by the time I got up there, the cops started showing up,
Oh,
and they started shooting tear gas at
oh,
everybody.
oh my
And
God.
it got really nasty, man. It was
Whoa.
the riot I've ever been in, the only one I ever want to be in. You don't want to be in one of those fucking, because there's no
No.
rules.
Yeah, right, right.
So, but I remember
Whoa.
standing there and I lost count of how many cop cars were turning into the parking lots from the main road after
Whoa.
like 60.
Holy shit.
It,
That
it was a
many.
veritable army of police
Oh
that
my
showed up for that.
God.
So I very
Wow.
quickly left that area. But yeah,
Gee.
that was probably the craziest thing. And that wasn't
That
it. That wasn't a metal show at all.
did they even play?
Oh yeah, they were in the middle of the concert.
Oh, they were in the middle of the concert. Okay, I just wasn't sure if they were even gotten to that part. Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that sounds
Yeah.
nuts. Holy
I
shit.
guess
Oh,
people found like a weak spot in the fence and pushed it down. It's on YouTube. If you
oh,
Google
no kidding.
Grateful Dead concert riot in Indianapolis,
Oh,
Deer Creek,
I'm gonna look that up. Yeah.
1995. There's several like old newscasts of it because we watched it about a year ago. And I
Whoa.
said, "Oh man, I was there. That was fucking crazy."
That's nuts, man. Wow, that's wild.
Yeah,
Well, mine is my
let's hear it.
craziest. Yeah, well, my craziest event, and I've seen like black metal bands like Mayhem perform with like severed pigs' heads on stage and shit like that.
Oh,
So I've seen stuff like that, but no, the one that stands out is actually not a concert. It was a music conference in Philadelphia. There's this uh, music conference in Philly called the Philadelphia Music Conference. It was in the 90s. So, and I used to help work on that conference. I helped coordinate a little bit. I helped set up a heavy metal lunch, and I was involved as a volunteer and stuff like that. And anyway, I was attending this one event it was actually about shock rock bands. So it was kind of like this event, kind of like about the topic of what we're talking about. And on the dais, they had some journalists, a dude from Spin, there's a dude from, I think Rolling Stone was there. So they had these different magazines that were up there, and then they had a couple bands. And among the bands was Merle, the brother of GG Allin from the Murder Junkies.
interesting.
Now at this point, Gigi was already dead, so this was just the Murder Junkies still traveling on as the Murder Junkies.
Yeah,
So they had this. They were talking to them, and Merle was sitting up there, and I believe his guitarist or bass player, somebody was up there with him, and they got into this sort of discussion. Well, discussion, debate, I guess, or fight is what I've devolved into with the Spin guy, the Spin magazine guy, and there was some some disagreement about just the validity of what they were doing and whether it was real art or not or whatever the hell it was, and they got in this whole big thing, and so basically what Merle did was at one point he stopped this sort of debate that they were doing. Him and the guitarist, the other guitarist that was there, they stood up and they signaled the drummer who was in the audience to come up with them to the
Yeah.
stage. Now the guitarist, or I'm sorry, the drummer walks up. He's wearing like sort of like a dog collar, and he's completely naked besides that. So he walks up to the stage. They put him in front of the dais. They bend him over, and they shove a beer bottle up his ass.
Damn.
Then they
Ah.
pull the beer bottle out and they spray it in the crowd, and they start drinking from it.
Oh.
Yeah. And then at that point, the crowd is clearing out and chairs are starting to kind of get in motion.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So they're basically trying to incite a riot.
That's
So,
mm,
yeah. And everybody's like, whoa, because you talked about these riot, and it felt like that no rules thing you were talking about. Because when the first chair got thrown, everybody's kind of like, okay, what's going
yeah,
on here? How far is this going to go? And luckily, it kind of stopped right away. It sort of settled down pretty quickly after that because security was like right there. They kind of came in really quick.
yeah.
But they got this close to kind of like inciting a riot because they
Uh,
were what I gathered that they were doing. It seemed like they were intentionally trying to like really enrage people.
mhm.
Not only just with the debate that they were kind of having, but then this demonstration that they had, and they were kind of like it was like they were trying to pick a fight with everybody. So, and it got to that point where it was that close, and then luckily it stopped after that. But then that was the end of that panel.
Yeah.
So.
Where were you in this hubbub?
Um, it was in a conference room in a hotel in Philly. I don't remember which one. And I was like, the dais was here, and I was just to the left of it in like one of the first two rows. So I was like right up front.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Oh yeah, I was like right there for it.
So you
So
got sprayed with the ass beer.
a little bit. So yeah, there was a little bit of I remember ducking, and I
Yeah.
remember something hitting me. So yeah, I think I got sprayed with
Oh
gas spray a
geez.
little
And
bit.
then when it hit you, you heard
Yeah. But yeah, that was like that was shocking. So, so that happened.
Yeah. I can't say that's on my list of to-dos.
Well, and then the other thing that came to mind was, of course, when I worked in Relapse and Nuclear Blast in the 90s, there was a window of time where there was a lot of controversy with black metal bands,
Yeah.
where like the guys from Burzum and that whole thing with Euronymous and all that
Yep.
thing, and then Count Griznak was burning down churches and shit like that. What did you think of that? Did you think they were really being trying to be real Satanists, or do you think they were just trying to do it for the attention?
Ah,
Like, did
that's a
they
tough.
really? Do you think they really believed in what they were doing?
I do feel that they believed very strongly in the messages that they were sending and how they felt about Christianity.
Mm,
That they wanted to destroy it, that they viewed it as a threat to, the prosperity and peace of the world. And you can't really blame them that much.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
So,
No, I don't blame
you
them.
know, uh,
Uh-uh.
if you build up a few symbolic acts and you burn a few churches in the process, maybe you will cause more than a few people to stop and think like, oh, maybe it's this the organized religion has flaws. Maybe there are people
Mm,
that are on the fence about it that at least help them to think a little more critically about,
yeah.
we're not talking about faith. We're talking about the perils of brainwashing.
Right.
You know what I
Really good
mean?
point. Yeah. Really good point.
So I think they were very much against, and it's a, what do you call it? What's the word I'm thinking of? It's an institution of society,
Mm,
kind of allowed to operate unchecked. And radical among us may even term bands like Burzum as gatekeepers of what should be allowed as far as unfettered, just religious vomit,
yeah. Yeah.
brainwashing vomit, because there's a lot of vulnerable people that get sucked into it. When I worked
Well,
as a psych tech in a psych hospital, a lot of the patients that were in the hospital were fervently religious.
Hmm.
One guy would walk around, he would just carry a Bible around, he would just read it, and then he would read passages of it to you.
Huh.
And he wasn't like a religious person, but it just glommed onto his brain
Hmm.
and kind of meshed really well with the schizophrenia to the point
Hmm.
that that was a part of his new personality.
Yeah.
I do
Well,
believe that they really strongly believed in it, and they've talked about wanting to destroy the Christian church, the Catholic Church, and after some of the atrocities that you've heard about, I don't know how much I really blame them for doing that. But I do think that they recognized the theatrical value in doing that.
yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they definitely milked the press out of it. Well, I mean, when Mayhem, when Dead killed himself, they used his, for some of those bootlegs, they were using his
The
suicide picture
picture.
for the cover.
Yeah,
So, I mean, stuff like that, that they did. So it's just like, yeah, it's kind of crazy
yeah.
that they would go to that level, but they did. So
I think I read that it was the band member that walked in before the police
it
came and took
was,
the
and he
picture.
also, yeah, he took the picture. It was the guitarist. He took the picture. The legend goes is that he also took a piece of his skull and had it on a necklace.
Oh yeah.
And also that he supposedly fried up a piece of his brain and ate it. We talked about that on Frank's podcast.
That's right. That's
But
right.
yeah, that's no, I don't. I'm thinking that part's horse shit, but who knows?
Mm.
But that thing with the skull is supposed to be real. So, but yeah, he took the picture, and that's how it went. So yeah, um, I was actually kind of adjacent to that a little bit, not that event, but I had the opportunity to work with Dissection, and
Okay.
the guitarist, the main guy, John, he went to prison for a while. And he went to prison because he was an accessory to murder. It was a thing where another black metal dude that he knew had borrowed a gun of his and had gunned down a gay person
Oh
in
wow.
Norway or wherever it was, or Sweden. This was in Sweden.
Yeah.
And then John was arrested as an accomplice, as an accessory to murder. So it was one of those things where they do carry that hatred over to other. They can carry that beyond the church and other areas too. So I don't
Sure.
know if John knew about what the intent of the guy with the gun was, but I don't know if he was like how much he had to really do with that. Because I didn't think he was like quite that bad, but
Mhm.
you never know with these guys. So, but they made a brilliant album, but it's still one of those things. They made some amazing music, but at the same time, though, when I learned of that, it was kind of hard to think about like trying to work with a band like that because it's just like
Yeah.
dealing with this guy who's kind of like he's not a murderer, but he's an accessory to it. And I don't know where he stands and if he feels that way about gay people. I don't feel like I don't have a hate for gay people like that.
No,
So
not at
so I
all.
don't want to deal with that kind of shit. So, but it kind of rubs off on you a little bit.
Yeah.
You kind of get caught in that kind of wave of it a little bit.
Well, I mean, I think out of a crowd of musicians, a couple of them are going to have that. I'm talking about extreme metal musicians.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, it attracts a certain personality type, makes it a lot, it facilitates that melding of
yeah,
the person to that lifestyle, makes it a little bit more believable, more
yeah,
easily attainable.
yeah.
And that was the whole part of the satanic panic of the 80s.
Mm, yeah,
People worrying that the music was going to turn people into mass murders and all that. But if you look at the like ratio or percentage of the number of people that actually went on to commit crimes and lead lives of crimes, it's not that high.
no.
It's not any higher than it is in the general population.
On average, yeah, no, it's not. Yeah.
I think there are more people into metal now than there ever were.
Oh, I agree
Ever.
with that. Yeah,
It's just that most of them are like underground because metal is not a popular format anymore.
right.
But you have a lot more people that are into metal now than there were in the 80s. So I feel more comfortable making that statement that if you have 10,000 metal musicians and 20 of them are hardened criminals, I mean,
That's probably
isn't
an
that kind of
average.
like general society?
That's probably pretty average. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, anything else on the subject of shock and metal or
No, I'm
metal?
sufficiently shocked out. Thank you.
Okay, so that moves us over into metal news.
News.
So I saw now this story kind of changed along the way, but Incantation has when they were touring here recently, they were asking fans to bring non-perishable food items to the shows.
Yeah,
Now, I heard initially that the reason they were doing that because they were bitching about the hospitality at the shows, like the green room where the bands get like food and stuff. They were saying that the quality was like really terrible and they just weren't getting fed
they
well
were
or something
giving
like
him
that.
crap or
They were
something.
giving them crap or whatever, and that was supposedly the reason. Now, that story came out, the reason came out, but then another article came out, and then John from Incantation said, no, that wasn't true. We were doing that to donate the movie to food banks.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm kind of questioning was what were they originally doing for the bad hospitality? Then they shifted the narrative.
Oh, I see what you're
You know what
saying.
I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like because the story changed, and I was wondering, well, did somebody just get the facts wrong, or like where did that thing come from about the bad hospitality then,
Yeah.
right? So
Right.
that's why I'm kind of like, man, what happened with them a little bit? I wonder if they shed a
Yeah,
tear
that's
there.
boy, that's odd. I didn't experience that with that story because when I first read the story, both pieces were in that story.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
So it didn't strike me as, oh, it started off as this and then it became this.
yeah.
It was it to me it just sounded like, there was an element of like I'm not going to use the term food scarcity in a green room environment. You know what I mean? But if they fucking walked in there and all they were given was cheese and crackers, and then
Yeah.
they had to go out and buy a bunch of food, and then went, holy shit, look, we just spent $150 between the four of us just for, tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah,
And we
right.
do this every night.
Right, right. Yeah.
And that I'm thinking that probably spurred them on to think, and it's all over the news,
Yeah.
the fucking inflation rate and
Oh,
food
yeah.
inflation, people are having to make choices between, buying medicine or eating or
Right.
putting gas in the tank or paying their
Right.
utilities. It's hurting everybody right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So I I'll put it out there this way. Even if that were to have been the case, I'm glad they settled on let's give food to food banks.
Yeah. Yeah. Me
Food
too.
that's donated to us. It's a real feel good thing. And, you do,
Totally.
I wouldn't put it past them to feel like, we want to try to do something.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they've been around for a long time, so
Yeah.
they have the power to uh, encourage people to do certain things.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, I like that idea of the food banks for sure. But yeah, and I know, and too from playing in bands, sometimes you get treated like shit, and they don't have anything. So I think both kind of sides of that are pretty legitimate, actually. So
Yeah,
it's,
yeah,
yeah. Did you see that Eric Morotti, the drummer for Suffocation,
yeah,
has suddenly quit, stating now again controversial stories here a little bit on the other side here. But he's saying that he quit because supposedly that he's basically classifying the members of Suffocation as being abusive drug addicts, is what he said.
yeah,
He's now playing with Sanguisugabogg as their drummer. He's on tour with them with Lamb of God. And Suffocation came out and said, no, the reason he was let go was because of his conflicts with touring with Sanguisugabogg for, art touring with Suffocation. So that's
yep,
what they're saying.
yeah.
So the truth I find usually falls in the middle somewhere. But did you ever hear of Suffocation being drug addicts or anything?
No,
I didn't hear
no.
that either.
And I know a couple of the guys in internal bleeding who are close to the guys in suffocation because of the proximity geographically on Long
Yeah, sure,
Island.
New York, yeah.
And I've seen, I met Mike Smith once, who was the old drummer on like the first couple of albums, first few albums, and he was a completely mellow, totally cool guy.
Hmm.
I don't know, they just didn't come off that way.
I didn't think
So
so either, but I mean, you never know. I mean, what the hell? I mean, nobody knows what goes on behind the scenes except for the band members. But it would just seemed kind of extreme that he came out with that statement and was kind of like, big fuck you. But they were being kind of chill about it. So I don't know.
yeah, yeah, that doesn't really paint a really good picture in his defense.
No.
It could have been something as simple as maybe a couple of them like to, puff on weed after band practice.
Yeah.
Or, maybe one of them's got a fucking vape pen that he's hitting, but shows up to practice, goes to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, they seem like a tight band, and they always have played well. So I haven't heard anything about where, oh yeah, they were sucked. They sucked because somebody was tripped out in heroin or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
For guys like what's his name? The bass player, Derek something.
Oh yeah,
I can't remember off the top of my head, but him and the other guitar player, Terrence Hobbs. If for them to be able, Derek Boyer is
uh,
the bass player.
yeah.
He's the guy that fucking
I
plays
like,
it
yeah,
like
he
the
does that
stand-up
stand-up
bass.
thing with the bass. I
Yeah,
love that bass he's got, but
I
he
know.
plays it like stand up like this. He looks really menacing whenever he does it. It's
I
awesome.
don't
He's always like
know.
hunched over. He's like, rah, which is so
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. He looks like a little fucking like a troll under a bridge.
But he plays like a motherfucker. Like
I
he's a
know.
damn good bass player.
So I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I mean the riffs that they have. I don't know how you could be a drug user. Well,
That's what
not.
I thought.
Let me
Yeah.
rephrase that. I don't know how you could be like dyed in the wool like addict,
Yeah.
and then be able to play those fucking riffs.
Right. Yes.
I
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems like a stretch.
What they need
Um,
to do is they need to bring Mike Smith back now.
there you go. That was a good
Yeah.
time. That was a good
Yeah.
time. Yeah. I think they did bring a new drummer in now. They do have somebody because they had to get
Uh,
on. They were going on tour pretty quickly with I forget what tour they're on, but they were going on tour with something.
who
And
did they bring back? Cole
I
Ross?
I don't know. I'd have to look that up. I forget who. Hold on. Let me look it up real quick. Who is the Suffocation drummer? So let's see what it says.
Even if they brought
Blah blah
back
blah blah
Doug Bone.
blah. Yeah, he quit. Let's see. Ricky Myers?
Oh, don't know him.
Don't know him. Yeah. He joined the yeah, no, he left. Yeah, he just joined.
All
So
right.
yeah, so he's the new guy, I guess. So yeah. Yeah, I'm not familiar, so I don't know who he is. But yeah, it's Ricky Myers.
Okay.
Although a drummer for a death metal band probably should go by Rick, not Ricky. You know what I
You
mean?
think? Yeah.
That doesn't sound very death metal-y. Ricky?
It's like a Timmy kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Like a drum, having somebody named Timmy, the drum,
Yeah.
like singer or drummer. So Timmy is a
Little
singer.
Timmy. Timmy!
It doesn't. That's not super metal. I'm sorry.
Ricky fell down the well.
All right. So, I also saw that the Pretty Reckless's singer Taylor Momsen recently, I guess they were on tour. She got bit by a spider and had to spend the night in the hospital because it was a poisonous spider. So
Where was this?
I don't. Hold on. Let me. Where was that? Okay. Hold on. I forget where the spider bite. I forgot where that was. Yeah, let's see where did that happen? I think I thought it was somewhere like South America. Oh yeah, Mexico. That's right. It's Mexico. That's right.
Oh,
Mexico City. So
oh,
she got bit, and oh yeah, that's right. It was a brown recluse. That's why
those are
she was
bad.
in the hospital. Yeah, those things are nasty, man. So that your skin rots from
Yeah,
the yeah, your skin dies from wherever that bite is, and then you never get that back. Like
no.
that damage is like permanent, like forever.
Yeah,
So
we
she
had a
was
girl at my
lucky.
all job that had got bit by one of those,
No way.
and it was somewhere on one of her legs, and they had to keep doing surgeries to cut out all of the
All the dead
gangrenous.
tissue. Oh,
Yeah, the
gross.
necrotic tissue.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Horrible. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that laid her up for a minute.
Yeah, the crazy thing about those spiders is like it doesn't affect everybody the same way. So
Hmm.
you and I could get bit by brown recluses, and it's not guaranteed that
Oh, I
we
didn't know
would
that.
get that. Yeah, not everybody has that same uh,
Reaction.
necrotizing fasciitis reaction.
Oh, no kidding.
Um,
I didn't know that.
it all comes down to your biochemistry. If it
Huh.
doesn't mesh well with the toxins, you're going to have the problem.
No
But some
shit.
people can, yeah, it's not a given, is what I'm saying.
I'll be
And
damned.
she
I didn't.
unfortunately drew the short straw with that, sounds like.
Yeah, no, she did. Yeah, she said the poisonous spiders when she was in Mexico City were no bueno.
Yeah.
All right.
Uh,
Any other music news? Anything else?
mm, not so much news, but I'll throw this out there. I saw
Sure.
a short video of David Lee Roth
Oh,
after we talked about him
yeah.
several episodes back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he was talking about a million different things in the one of the shorts on YouTube.
Okay.
And so those videos are only like a minute.
Hmm.
And in that minute, he switched topics from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. And I'm like, man, I couldn't talk to somebody like that because he was all over the fucking map.
What
And,
if he's like
you know,
toned out or something?
yeah, it kind of had that weird feel like you were hanging around
Like
somebody that
he's
was
like
real
speedy.
high.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
And that I guess that must have been like that's just spillover from his, frontman days.
yeah.
But maybe that's the same process that told him it would be a good idea to put on the leather pants again. I don't know.
Well, did you see any live footage of him like playing?
No, no.
Okay.
But there was a clip that I came across where it showed that thing where he was playing the not the maracas,
Tambourine.
the tambourine, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was a black tambourine, So ooh, it's a rock and roll tambourine. So, but he was fucking that thing all up.
Well, as long as he attacks it with spirit, that he's got the spirit to do it. All right. All right. That was it for metal news, which means we are now on to the album review. Which was your pick? So
Yeah.
tell us all about it.
So this is connected to this shirt. We're not talking about a
Ah,
Napalm Death shirt.
right.
What we are talking about is the
Singer.
Campaign for Musical Destruction tour in 1992, which,
Oh, nice.
right? So I was
Excellent.
there, but
Nice.
unfortunately, because I was your typical lazy ass 19-year-old, we missed the fucking train
Oh,
to take us into New York City in time for the start of the show.
ah.
The bill was Brutal Truth,
Mm,
Cathedral,
mm.
Carcass, and Napalm Death.
Oh my God, that's a hell of a show.
Unfucking believable,
Who
right?
did you miss?
We missed Brutal Truth and
Oh,
Cathedral.
oh shit, that sucks.
I I am mad to this fucking day, and it's my own damn fault. So
Ah,
um, I ended up getting into Cathedral about right after that, and it was kind of like I was into Napalm, and I didn't realize that Lee Dorian had been the
mm,
old Napalm singer. And then
hmm.
once I learned that, and it segued right into, and by the way, he's in this new band now. Um, and so that's how I kind of started listening to him.
Okay, gotcha.
And I don't know what I was expecting, but so anyway, the long and the short of it is that we're talking about the Ethereal Mirror, which is
Mm.
Cathedral's second full-length album out of a 10 album run that they had before they broke up until what was it, 2013 or something.
Something like that, yeah.
But they had a long career, and their music changed pretty radically over the course of their career.
Hmm.
And the Ethereal Mirror catches them at the beginning of their incorporation of more rock and
Mm,
and metal into the songwriting. Because if you listen to the first album, it's fucking brutal
yeah,
and it sounds really raw and not exactly lo-fi, but it almost sounds kind of like a demo in some ways.
yeah, yeah.
But the riffs are tremendously heavy and the vocals are just like brutal as fuck. But that's not the first album that I heard. I
Right.
heard the Ethereal Mirror first.
Oh, I see. Oh,
And
wow, that
so,
must have been a jolt when you heard the other stuff then.
yeah, because
So different.
that the first album made a lot more sense
Yeah.
to me that was Lee Dorian.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but the Ethereal Mirror, I'm like, what the hell happened to the vocals? That was my first thought. Um, in the ensuing 30 years, I have grown to like the vocals
Mm,
because they got better.
hmm.
Even after the Ethereal Mirror, when they did what is it called, Bizarre something? I can't remember the name. The
Oh, yeah,
third
yeah.
album.
I know which album. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I can't remember no, Forest of Equilibrium. Is that what it was called? The
Mm,
third album?
I don't
Or
remember.
I don't remember. On that album, there's an even further improvement in the vocals, to where it actually sounds like kind of like groovy singing
Yeah,
almost,
yeah.
you know. But the Ethereal Mirror, in the beginning, I was turned off by it because it was just like he was almost trying to find his place as a vocalist,
Right, right,
trying to
right,
sing,
right,
and
right.
all of his vocals are like,
It's a little awkward, yeah. Well, it's almost yeah. It's if you like Bob Dylan, you'll like his vocals,
yeah, that's a great,
right?
yes,
Well, because it's such a, like Dylan's such an acquired taste as far as people that like his singing. I
yeah.
can't stand it. Like, it just I can't do it. Like I can't do it. But so he's a very acquired taste. But that's the same thing I thought about Lee Dorian too with this album. That he's very it's like, yeah, it's like he's trying to find where he's supposed to be within the vocal pitch range.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's not really, I don't want to call it a complaint, but it's probably the biggest strike against
Yeah.
the album that I
Yeah.
have,
Yeah, but you
because
know what though? It's kind of like you said, if you listen to it a few times, the vocals do work within the
yes,
construct of what they're doing.
that's right.
So he's not Bruce Dickinson, but that doesn't mean that the vocals don't fit for like the approach that they're taking with it. I thought it worked. I mean, yeah, not the best singer in the world, but that
Right.
doesn't mean it's not appropriate for the presentation that they're making. So I thought it made sense.
Yeah, it does work with the music, and fortunately, the riffs are so fucking amazing.
Oh, monster. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and the production between the first album and this one is like night and day.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got big,
Huge.
wide, expansive
Huge.
drums.
Yeah.
The guitar tone is 100% improved.
Yeah.
The note definition is just fantastic on it. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I mean, it's a very groovy album, and it's funny to think about how that was one of the first like stoner doom
Right. Yeah, yeah.
albums.
Totally. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because this is the album where you can really hear the Sabbath.
Big time. Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. Yeah, I have in my notes here what a blues band would sound like if they were signed to Earache,
Yeah.
right?
And at that point, they were on Columbia of all labels.
Oh, were they on Columbia for that album?
Yep.
I didn't realize that. I thought they were still on Earache. No shit, they were on Columbia for that. I'll be damned. Huh.
Yep.
Okay,
And
well,
then
wow.
right after
Didn't
this
know that.
album, which is like a fantastic, like Columbia should have been like, okay, we're giving these guys three more records
Oh,
to
they
do.
didn't know what to do with them.
They fucking dropped them.
Yeah, they didn't know what the hell to do with them. Yeah. So not surprising. Yeah,
That's a shame.
the major labels always try to jump onto bands like that, and then they didn't know how to market them. They didn't know how to work with them. Same thing happened with Morbid Angel. They were trying to make them
Oh,
Metallica,
that's right. That's right.
and
Yeah.
it just death metal doesn't land the same way. But yeah, going back to the my notes here, I also wrote down dirty, nasty, sludgy riffs.
Oh,
Right?
that totally fits. Yep.
Yeah, one of the more fun and dare I say uplifting doom bands in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I
Actually,
mean? They're not like they're not like Sleep, where it's just like heavy, heavy,
yeah.
heavy, heavy, or Yob, they're like that too.
Right.
These guys are there's peaks and valleys, and his voice kind of takes it to different places with the way he sings. And
Hmm.
now there's the riffs are always there and heavy, but they also have that sort of upbeat bluesy vibe to them sometimes.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Well,
So
but was it
and
Misty Mountain?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, well, and you said Sabbath vo vibes, and I wrote down two songs that have that, or one song that has that is Fountain of Innocence. It's totally Into the Void,
Oh shit. I didn't even pick up on that, but
right? If you listen to Fountain of Innocence, listen Into the Void.
huh, I'm writing that note down.
Yeah, take a look, take a listen. See what you think about that. And yeah, I wrote down Lee Dorian's distinctive vocal style. Um, hold on. Not an amazing technical singer, but an undeniably unique voice.
Mm,
So in other words, when you hear him, you know it's him,
you totally.
right? So and also like this was unexpected, the acoustic guitar in Prison and Flesh. I
Yeah.
was like, where the hell did that come from?
Very sad, beautiful use of 12 string.
Yeah, I thought that was really, that was one of those things that was kind of unexpected. I thought that was really cool.
Yep.
So
And it balances the album really well too. It
totally,
closes it
yeah.
out.
Well, it doesn't sound out of place.
No, it's a nice way to close it.
It is, yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's what I thought too.
I like on Ride, we're talking about Sabbath, a
Mm.
filthy motherfucking song.
I think that was the song that inspired me to write down dirty, nasty, sludgy riffs.
It has to be. That
Yeah,
was
that might be the same song.
yeah. But holy shit, the tail end of that riff. Oh, I remember now. It's oh, okay, it's the riff where the real heavy one was like dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun 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 dun
Yeah, yeah,
dun.
yeah,
I fucking
yeah.
love that dun
That's
dun
awesome.
dun because
Yeah.
the second time he does it, he does it an octave below, down real down and fucking low on the neck
Yeah,
where it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
dun dun dun.
Yeah, I love that.
It's
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah, that is
Uh,
badass.
I mean, how many times am I going to say Black Sabbath in one review? It's like Black Sabbath riffs on acid.
Yep. And with, and
Enter
with
the
a
Worms.
and with a much larger weed budget.
Much.
Yeah. What was it? What was that last part? What was it?
The song after that, Enter the Worms.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Don't, don't, don't,
yeah.
don't, 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 don't. I have this is death metal doing the tango with Black Sabbath,
Yeah.
ultimate blues rock guitar jam, the Valhalla of guitar tone,
Oh, good description.
and almost a precursor slash associate of Monster Magnet.
Oh, yes,
That's what I
yes,
mean to think of.
yes. That's a great yes. I wonder if they listen. I wonder if they were inspired by Mushroom Magnet was inspired by them. I could
I
hear
wouldn't
that. I
doubt
could
it.
totally hear that. Yeah. I
Yeah,
never thought about that. But there is a lot of parallels though between those two. That's interesting. Yeah,
yeah.
guitar stuff, yeah, especially. Oh, that's really interesting. Huh. I'll be damned. I'll have to go back and listen to that again. But yeah, no, that was a good, nice choice there, man. That took me
Yeah,
back when I saw. I was like, oh, when you said that, I was like classic. So
I've listened to it, multiple times in the last week, and it's funny because it's now at the point in my life where it keeps getting better every time I listen to it.
yeah, I've had albums like that too. Yep, I can
Yeah,
go back and preach them on sort of a higher level for sure.
yep.
Yeah.
And as a plus, look at this, kids. This is called
Oh, look
this is
at
called the
that.
CD,
That's a compact disc. Wow.
and you'll
Is that
notice
an
the
original?
price,
$7?
something like that.
It's
Yeah,
yeah, 7.99. There it is. Okay, I can see it now.
awesome.
Wow.
So when I was listening to it on YouTube, because I didn't have the CD down here, one of the comments was talking about the artwork and how weird this cover
Oh
is,
yeah,
right?
it's trippy, totally trippy. Yeah.
And someone responded saying, "Dude, did you even open it up? It gets even crazier when
Yeah,
you
it
open
gets
it."
yeah,
And
check it
this
out.
is the beauty of physical media,
Right
boys
on.
and girls. Watch this motherfucking shit. Watch this. Look at what this turns into, and
Whoa.
you really get
Oh, look at
money's
that.
worth.
Wicked. That's rad, man. Nice. That is some crazy ass artwork.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome. I love
it's
it.
fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, that's rad. That's awesome.
So
What's the back cover? What's it look like where the lyrics
the
are?
back is just
Oh, just that. Oh, okay.
it's
Oh yeah,
words,
yeah.
and
Okay.
these are the
Oh, I
lyrics.
remember that. I remember that. Okay, I forgot about that. I used to have that
You're
CD.
like, who's
Oh, I
gonna
forgot
read
all
this shit?
about that. Holy
You know what
shit.
they wanted you to do when you were listening? They wanted you to be like, drooling on yourself and shit from the popcorn you ate.
Obviously, that was definitely the point of that. All right. Great album choice. Anything else to say about Cathedral, the Ethereal Mirror?
I think Lee Dorian is now has a record store or something, a music
Does
store.
he? Is that
I think
right? Huh.
think so.
Okay.
I would go
In England somewhere,
if
I
I ever
guess.
go over
Yeah.
there.
I would definitely go check that out. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So we're on to the mystery band. So you challenged me last time, I want to say with the Vapors. I was very excited to go back and listen to them. They were a lot
Oh
of
yeah.
fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Great punk band, great energy. I see what you mean about like listening to them while you're driving. I could totally hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just thought it was fun and fresh, and they definitely sound of a time. There's definitely a dated sound to their
Yes.
there's a very
Yeah.
specific window that they fit in. But the songs I felt were still like they still held up. Like they're still fun to listen to. Turning Japanese I thought was a cool song, but there's better songs. There's much better songs that they have that I've
Definitely.
listened to. Yeah. So yeah, just and I was surprised to find out how many albums and stuff that they had. So they have a little bit of history there. So yeah. So check out the Vapors again. Just a reminder from the last episode. All right, but then this time let's see if I can stump you. I picked a space rock band this time. So
Oh,
yeah, they stopped in about 2018 is when they ended, and they're a band called Far Flung.
oh shit, I never heard of them.
Oh, I gotcha. Yay. I was hoping I
Did
got you on this one. Okay. Yeah, the album is called A Wound in Eternity. Okay. So the band is called Far Flung, all one word.
yeah.
And again, the album is, let me just double check that. I believe it's A Wound in Eternity. I just make sure I have that right. But I believe that's the name. And yeah, big spacey riffs. Anybody who's ever listened to like Hawkwind and stuff would like these guys. Stuff like that. So like going back to kind of spacey early Pink Floyd, that kind of stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, big sweeping kind of like, but more of a contemporary kind of like heavier sound for sure.
No shit.
Yeah, and they just never. I don't think they gained a lot of traction, unfortunately, because a lot of people don't know about them. I'm not. I can't even remember. Oh, I think I found them because they were on a soundtrack for something. Because I listen, I do a lot of. I find a lot of bands on soundtracks and stuff that I like, and
Right.
I believe they were one of my soundtrack bands, if I'm not mistaken. But it was one of those things where their albums are just kind of they sort of flew under the radar, and a lot of people just have never heard of them.
Hmm.
But I really like them because they're just like the you'll have to listen to it and just see what you think. But hang on a second, I'm just kind of verifying the name of this album real quick. But yeah, it's one of those things where you know, um, uh, just very much unappreciated band, great musicians, great songwriters, the whole thing. So when you get a chance, Far Flung, all one
Uh,
word.
yeah. The
Yep.
title is A Wound, like flesh
A
wound.
wound. Yeah. So let me just verify that. But I think it's called A Wound in Eternity. Yep. Hold on. Let me just double check that real quick. Yeah, they had a number of albums here, but that was the one I kind of latched on to. Yeah, because they started in 1995. They released about one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight or nine albums. Yeah, Wounded Eternity. It came out 2008, and their last album was about 2018. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Where are they from?
England, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Were they founded blah blah blah. So I'm just checking. So like the thing is they don't really have any like websites and stuff that you kind of find them through fan websites and shit. So it's kind of hard to find information about them. But I
Uh,
believe they're a British band. Let me just double check. I might be wrong about that, but I think they're from England. Why doesn't it say that here? Da da da, blah blah blah. Shit. Yeah, I think so. I'll double check that. If I'm wrong, I'll
okay.
correct it here in the episode later. But yeah, so check out A Wound in Eternity. I want to see what you think
Okay.
about
Sounds
that.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're gonna like that. All right. So, oh no, I'm sorry. They're from Los Angeles, California. Sorry. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, I don't know where I got England from. I think yeah, but yeah, they're from LA. So,
okay.
all right. Okay, so Far Flung, A Wound in Eternity. That's your homework.
All right.
All right. Now, live shows. Let's talk about it. Um, Now you went to see. Now, correct me on their name. Is it Sun or is it Sun O? Because they always had this like O after it.
Yeah, I don't know what the purpose of the O is,
You know what I
but
mean?
the tickets just say Sun.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go with Sun. So you
Yeah.
went to see Sun. Tell us all about it.
Yep. That we went to see them in down in DC a couple weeks ago in a theater, a few thousand people. So Sun is this crazy band, and I forget where they're from actually, but it's just two dudes on guitars. That's it.
Okay.
And they basically it's basically ambient guitar distortion noise
Is there
that
any
they
vocals at all, or just strictly instrumental?
no vocals at all.
Huh.
It's them dressed up these ancient monks with the fucking hoods, and they come out on stage and they got smoke machines and they're surrounded by, I think we counted, each guy had 7 or 8 amp stacks.
Whoa.
And I don't know. I turned to my friend and I was like, I don't think this is that typical thing like when they have a wall of Marshalls and only one of them is plugged in and the rest of them are all hollow
Yeah,
boxes.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I said, I don't think that's happening here because this thing was so
yeah.
fucking loud. I've seen him before,
Yeah.
right? And I think it was like 2008, 2009 when I seen him. And I remember them being so loud that they were handing out ear protection.
You talked about that, yeah.
Right. They didn't hand out any ear protection this time. So if you didn't bring any, you were SOL.
Oh.
And but we had some. It's it's a very strange show. And this time they opened with this weird audio track that was playing.
Hmm.
Um, and it made my friend think that there was an opening act. He's like, shit, I guess there was supposed to be an opener. And I'm like,
Oh.
no, I don't think so. And it was just audio playing.
Huh.
And you know what it was? It was this thing. I forget the actual name of the tape, but it's a recording of a Venom show from back in the 80s. And it's a show that took place at in
Huh.
Trenton, New Jersey, called
Yeah.
Trenton Gardens, which was a very, very famous punk venue that I never made it to.
Yeah.
Um, so apparently there was a Venom show there back in the 80s, and somebody took the full audio of the show and cut out all the music and strung together sections of Kronos's uh, banter with
Oh,
with the crowd, with the other people in the band.
weird.
Yeah, and it was just like, all right, everybody, do you want to go rock? Do you want to rock all the way to hell? And then you hear brum, 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 brum. And then before the guitars cut in, um, they would switch to the next audio segment,
Oh, weird. Okay.
and it lasted for like 10 minutes or so, and it was just like,
What?
what the hell are we sitting here listening to?
That went on that long? 10 minutes.
Because,
Holy shit.
like I said, somebody thought it would be fun to string all these things together, and it's actually a um, kind of well-known, very cult level. If you're a true Venom fan, you know that this tape exists,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
where it's just his talking to the audience about evil shit and drum, different roles that he does to lead into songs or when the songs end, and it's like the space between the music.
Right, right, right.
Someone made this into its own recording, and
Yeah.
that's what they played for the fucking intro, and I didn't know what it was.
Oh my God,
My
that's crazy.
my friend had it. He recorded it with his phone, and like used whatever the app is called to figure out what something
Oh,
is.
Shazam or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and that's this is the very famous underground recording of blah blah blah. And he's
I'll
like,
be
dude, check
damned.
this out. This is what we're listening to. I'm like, I don't know what this is. I've never heard of it.
Oh my God, that's nuts.
It was
And
crazy,
that's how
yeah.
they started it. That's wild.
And so then that ended finally. The lights came down, and these two guys walk out on stage in the robes, and everybody's woo, and then it got fucking deathly silent. They put the guitars on. You could hear the hum after they, turned on all the amps. And we're sitting there, and they both turned and faced the audience. You can't see their faces, right? And
Yeah.
they're just sitting there with the guitars, and all you hear is me. And then each one of them goes like this. And there's just imagine, and it's on YouTube, the show. If
Yeah.
you Google Sun Washington D.C. from last week, and for like 20 seconds they're just standing there like this, and you hear a fucking pin drop. Well, if the amps weren't humming, but and then they just went "Bam!" and you could feel it in your ass bone, man.
Oh my God.
And it was like having a visit to the fucking proctologist, man. It really, it touched you in that fucking special place.
How long did they play?
It was about 45 minutes, maybe to an hour.
45 minutes of just like straight droning punishment, and that's it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Wow,
I
that's
think there was
intense.
a couple of sections where they kind of stopped and then had the synchronized part where they went boom, boom, boom. But otherwise it was just and the feedback, dude, the fucking guitar feedback, the amp feedback was just ungodly. The shrill just and they would shape it. So
Oh,
that they would walk up
whoa.
to the amp, they would walk in different spots.
Whoa,
One guy would take
crazy.
his guitar and put it on, he held it on top of the fucking amp, pointed up towards the ceiling for like 2 minutes, just
Whoa.
and you could feel, like when you're listening to a real loud sound and it has like a vibration to it.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
This vibration very, very slowly would slow down and speed up. So it'd be like
Oh,
one, 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 and you're
whoa,
just like,
crazy.
fuck, man. And I had my eyes closed for part of it because I was just fucking feeling the vibe.
Yo,
And it was insane. They're very good at what they do, and they
is
have
there
albums out.
is there any banter? Like, do they talk to the audience, or is it just like sound the whole time? Just sound,
Nothing,
just it.
just
That's
sound.
it.
They don't say hi,
Nothing.
bye, thank you for coming.
They just come
Nothing.
out, do their thing, and leave. That's it.
They came
That's it.
out when one guy went like this to us.
That's it.
Yeah. I guess that's thanks for coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
How big of a venue was this?
It was oh shit, I don't remember what theater in DC it was, but it was like a couple thousand people.
No shit.
Yeah.
Was it filled? Was it filled?
Pretty much.
No
Pretty
shit, really.
much.
They
Yeah.
kind
I
of
mean,
up the
I don't,
game.
it wasn't sold out, but
Okay. But
it
still,
it
that's
was
I'm impressed that they sell that many tickets for what they
80%.
do. That's crazy that it's that they have that big of a following
Yeah, it's a
for
real
what they
niche
do. Yeah,
music.
because it's such a niche. I mean, they're basically doing did they do any leads or is it just like chords?
No,
Just
it's
chords and
chords.
feedback.
It's chords. It's single notes.
Okay.
Um, Weird chord voicings,
Oh,
basically.
okay. Gotcha.
And
Huh.
then they'll spend time. They'll like hit the guitar a little bit to
Okay.
make it feedback more.
Right.
And it's just crazy amount of smoke is coming out on the stage, and they're just enveloped and shrouded by all this smoke. It's very mysterious, and then the crazy light show. Very, very enjoyable.
Wow, cool.
And
That's just
and it was a sit down show where we were not standing there
oh, so
for it.
everybody's sitting and so the whole crowd was like that. There's nobody
Oh
standing
yeah,
up at all. Okay, cool.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Good time.
Very cool. So keep an eye out for Sun if you get a chance to see them live. Now their tour will be over by the time this happens, but keep an eye out for them for future shows.
Right on.
I had the pleasure, of course, of going to check out Bleed from Within at
Yay!
the Hawthorne Theater last night here in Portland. They had three openers: Silosis, Great American Ghost, and this band called Live Cycle. I didn't see the first two, but I caught Silosis and also, of course, Bleed from Within.
Mhm.
Yeah, amazing. If you get a chance to see them, go see them. Like just fantastic band, super tight. They've been around for 22 years, which I didn't know. The singer, really interesting guy, a cool frontman too. Lots of great energy, just great singer live, and just great energy. Just when it was in everybody's face. He was crowd surfing at the end of the show, and
Oh
so
wow.
yeah, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had my own experiences there where I was right up front for Bleed from Within, and I'm standing there for a while and just enjoying myself. And all of a sudden, I'm standing there, and all of a sudden, I get pulled back like this, and I'm like, "What the
What?
fuck?" So I was standing there right on the edge of the pit, and I guess these girls got knocked out of the pit, and they're drunk, and they were flying out of the pit, and instead of falling, they grabbed me. So they ripped it. I don't think they even knew what they grabbed. They just kind of grabbed my jacket and they pulled me down like this. And I was like, whoa, like that. And then I was, what the hell? And then I realized what was going on. And then as soon as I turned around, the lead drunk girl, she goes, "You got me, right? You got me." And I was like, sure, I got you. Whatever you say, you're fine.
Whatever you need.
Yeah, whatever you do. And then they spent about a good 5 minutes just kind of like grabbing my like my shoulder. Just I think they were just trying to stay up, like vertical. So
Could
that's
be.
all they were trying to do. And then they eventually wandered off, and then I was okay after that. But it's just so it's just one of those moments where they
You
got
were
like
molested.
I got accosted there for a minute. Yeah. But it was interesting because the band was really cool. Believe It From Within. They've been, like I said, 22 years. They're from Scotland. They've been this is their first headlining tour, and they were just
Huh.
super so grateful that people were there and they knew the words and it was packed and they had a good
Oh,
show. And
for
so
them.
yeah, the only thing I was disappointed by, not in the band, but just in something that they normally that when they're headlining, like I think in Europe and stuff, they have a couple more like backup singers, and they also have bagpipes. They come out and play bagpipes
Oh
because
shit.
and some of the songs have bagpipes in it. And I was just like waiting for the bagpipes and no bagpipes. So it's more of a stripped down, just the five of them, and that's it. But if you get a chance, man, they shred, man. They're so good live. So
Man,
they
I
just
don't
rip
know
shit
any
up,
of this
man.
stuff.
Oh, they're gonna be probably one of the bands I want to review for the future. So if you want a good suggestion, check out either Zenith, which is the album they're touring on right now. Only the singer called it Zenith, but I guess he's because he's from Europe. But
Yep.
look at that album, or also another one called Fracture, because they've
Okay.
got a whole bunch of they've got a catalog out. But Fracture is really good too. That's like just an excellent album. But
Right on.
Zenith is amazing, just so good. So get a chance, go check them out.
What kind
Oh,
of what do they sound like?
they're in the. If I had to put them in the neighborhood, I would put them in the same neighborhood as In Flames and Unearth.
Okay.
Yeah, same, especially very unearthy. So yeah, I'd put them in the same. That would be a hell of a tour, actually. Those
That's
three
good
bands.
metal.
Yeah, but very good metal. Yeah. So, but yeah, think like Unearth or In Flames.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Um, oh, and one note about them, the drummer was pulling double duty because he's also the drummer in Silosis. So he played a 40-minute opening set and then he went
Ooh.
to the headlining set for another hour and a half.
Wow.
Oh my
You must
God.
be in insane shape.
Dude is like, well, the singer was saying, hey, and he kind of mentioned this, and he's always out exercising, goes jogging and stuff like that because he's trying to stay in shape. He's been
Yeah.
doing that for 5 weeks, man, 5 weeks, and
Damn.
they're not done yet. They've got like I think until May or something till they finish out this tour.
Wow.
But yeah, that dude's like he's a machine, and he was like spot on. Like they were just didn't miss a beat, man. Amazing.
That's
He
badass.
even did a fucking drum solo. I'm like, how much more are you gonna get out of this guy? So it's just like then he did his solo. It's just like, oh my God. So yeah, the dude's a machine. So really good drummer. All right. So other news here in terms of other tours that are going on. Now again, these will be kind of like happening or out by the time we talk about this, but hopefully you get to
Yeah.
see these bands. Baby Metal is headlining on a tour with Hailstorm opening. So that's happening. And then there's this big, what's called Ripple Fest, which is like a stoner rock, doom rock kind of festival. And
Uh,
that's happening in Austin, Texas in September. And Yob, Dope Throne, Chemist, and Greenleaf are all among the bands that are playing that. So that's going to be a big, that whole thing is going to smell like weed for like a 10-mile radius. So.
That's gonna be like that fucking South Park episode where they were making fun of the jam band
Yeah, yeah,
festival.
yeah, totally. 100%. Yeah, 100%.
And, and it was like infuriating to Cartman, and he wanted to kill them all.
Well, yeah, and they brought in Slayer to break it up.
That's right.
Because to quote them, hippies hate death metal.
Yes, that's right.
Although Slayer's thrash, we'll forgive the mislabeling, but you know.
That's fun. Yeah, it's close enough.
So, but there, yeah, that was hysterical. But yeah, it's like that. So only with like stoner bands. So
Nice.
yeah, in Austin, that should be fun. That should be a good show. Um, Twisted Sister have announced their first dates with Sebastian Bach this September and October.
Okay.
Will you go
How it
see
goes.
that? Would you go see that?
Uh, I don't know. I mean, if it was convenient, maybe I'd think about it. I'm
Mm,
not a big Twisted Sister fan. I wasn't a big Skid Row fan.
yeah, same here.
Uh, But you know, if I knew somebody who was going
Yeah.
and it was just over in, over the river in Philly somewhere, then I'd be like, all right, fine, I'll just go and I'll drink
Curious.
and watch,
Yeah, out of curiosity. Yeah, curiosity. Yeah, I
Yeah.
actually do like the first two or three Twisted Sister albums. Like, You Can't Stop Rock and Roll is a really good album. So
Hmm.
there's some good albums in there. I'm just kind of curious what I keep trying to imagine what he sounds like with their music. Like
I
trying to do
don't
I'm not
know.
gonna take it and stuff like that. I mean, it's gonna be, I don't know. It's gonna be hard to fill those shoes of Dee Snider.
I mean, he was on Broadway. He
Who?
was an actor on Broadway, Sebastian Bach.
Was he really? I didn't know that. He was an
Well,
actor on
e
Broadway? Get the
either
heck out.
Broadway or an off-Broadway production. I don't remember which, but he was in some kind of production like
No
that.
shit. I didn't know that.
In part because of his amazing
Oh,
vocals.
he can sing, no doubt.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm just kind of curious how he fits into and his voice fits into that musical mold. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Then
I'm
I
sure we'll see plenty of video for it.
Yeah, and then I saw that Dimmu Borgir is playing a limited run in the U.S. I'm very pissed because they're not coming here, but this is going to be a hell of a show, man. Dimmu Borgir, Hypocrisy, who doesn't come here that often, and I'm a
Nope.
huge fan of them. Suffocation
Yeah.
and Halder in August. That's gonna be, dude. That's gonna
Yep.
be an amazing run. So
And it's still Peter Takrin, right? With
yes, it
hypocrisy.
totally is. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's Peter. Yeah. Yeah, I
It's
follow
like
him.
he is hypocrisy.
Pretty much. Yeah, I follow him on like Instagram and stuff. I used to work with them, so it just like yeah, I love that band. Huge fan of Hypocrisy. Yeah, but
Mhm.
they never tour here though, so I'm pissed because they're not going to come here. They might be. I'm thinking they're going to hit your area though, New York or something.
I'll have to look it up.
You should
Let
look
me
that
see if
up.
there's
Yeah, it's going to be in
a
August.
show.
Yep, that's gonna be a hell of a show. Also, Dimmu Borgir set up this thing in October. I think it's around Halloween. They're doing this. They're doing this big thing in Norway. They're calling it like this sort of like this major like Super Bowl event, like level style event in Norway for the black metal bands because
Yeah.
it's Dimmu Borgir, Enslaved, and who else is the other band? Enslaved and shit. Is it Immortal? It's something. Let me see. What is that? No, it's not Immortal. Is it
It's
Emperor?
not Dismember, is it?
No, it's not Dismember. I love Dismember. No, it's I forget who else is doing that. It's yeah, they're also touring with Behemoth and Dark Funeral, so they're doing a European thing there for that. But then they're doing this big show for October, and they're making it like this really major event in Norway. So, oh yeah, hold on, where the hell is it? Da, 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 da. Give me a second. Oh, there it is. Yeah, they're calling it the Unholy Halloween.
Ooh,
It's at this big stadium in like Norway.
wow.
Yeah, and it's going to be this really major event. Damn it! Of course, now it doesn't say who's on it. Yeah, sorry about that, but it's a yeah. I forget what the lineup is. Damn it!
Man, they got some true fans over there
Big
in
time.
their
Yeah.
home country. Phew.
Oh, huge. Yeah, they're huge. Well, they're huge in Europe too, in
Yeah.
general. So they're well, they're playing like when they're touring, they're doing like the London O2 stadium and stuff. They're
No
playing
kidding.
big places. Yeah, it's a huge stadium in Europe, man. And in
Yeah.
England. Yeah, it's actually Dimmu Borgir, Satyricon, and Enslaved.
Ah,
That was the
okay.
other, yeah, Satyricon was the other band. So yeah, they're doing that big show in Norway, and it's like it's being billed as this like because it's like a triple headliner. So
Wow.
with all three of
That's
those
going to be a
bands.
huge deal.
Oh, that's gonna be a monster deal. Yeah, that's they're kind of stating it as like the biggest black metal sort of band ever put together, so or
Yeah.
event ever put together. So, which yeah, so
They'll
should be
fill a
great.
lot of seats with that.
They will. They're good live. I've seen them. I've actually well, I used to work with them too. Um, little ego there, but but aside from
Ah,
that, well, when we were working with them, they were touring in the US and I was working for Nuclear Blast at the time. This is back in 2001 or something. And the office was in Philly. So
uh-huh.
when I was working for Nuclear Blast and we had this thing where the singer wanted to get leather pants and we were like,
South
okay,
Street.
yeah, exactly. It was South Street. And he's like, no, I want to go to New York to buy leather pants. And we're like, no, you don't need to go to New York to buy leather pants. You can just get them in South Street. He was giving us all this shit about it. And we are like, look, dude, it's an hour and a half away. You got a show in 2 hours. This
Yeah.
is not happening. So
Yeah.
no. So we had to like, spank him a little bit and put him in his place.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Yeah, they act like rock stars because because they were used to. in Europe being treated like rock stars because they are rock stars there, but then they come over here and they're doing clubs.
yeah,
So they don't have that same level of like, of like pull and influence that where they can kind of just ask for and get whatever the hell they want. So,
yeah,
so I always treated bands whenever I was in charge of them. I always treated them like anybody else, man. I did not treat them like rock stars. I treated them like people. And if they
right,
acted
yeah,
like babies, I treated them like babies.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah.
So and
Huh.
then he was one of the guys who were like, no, you can't go to New York. We'll go to South Street, get your pants, but no, you can't go to
The math ain't mathin'.
So yeah, it's just so funny how sometimes these guys, and we have an upcoming episode where we're going to talk about writers. So
Oh,
yeah, so I have that planned as as one of the episode topics, like talk about band writers and how they get a little outrageous.
oh,
So
okay,
yeah, yeah, so fun stuff there. All
cool.
right, so did you have any other news as far as live events or anything else?
No,
Okay.
no, I got the Triumph concert coming up, but by the
Oh,
time this episode airs,
when is that?
I'll be done. May 20 something.
Dude, you got to talk about that when it happens.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
excited.
I just hope that Mike Levine shows up, the bass player that's supposedly in ill health.
Oh no, I thought he was with touring with them. They have a replacement for him? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh
for
shit.
a lot of the shows. I think they said he was
Oh.
going to try to make some of the shows,
Oh, is that right? I didn't know
but
that.
it's basically like, and it's several people. It's not just
Oh, I know
Rick.
it. I know they have a band kind of supporting them. So
Yeah,
besides Rick Emmett and the drummer.
yeah, yeah.
So,
They have
but
Phil X on the guitar.
okay.
So like, he's actually like basically playing backup guitar to Rick.
Right. Yeah.
And then they have some dude playing guitar. I don't know who it is.
Who's playing
Or not
bass?
guitar, bass.
Yeah, who oh, you don't know who it is. Okay. Huh.
Let's see if I can find a Triumph Tour 2026. Let's see. Does it say scheduled tickets, opening act, set list, uh members? Because now I'm curious. It's Brent Fitz, Todd Kearns, and Phil X will
Brent
all be a part of the Triumph Tour
Fitz.
lineup.
That name I do know. Brent Fitz I do know. I forget who he played with though. But that
So it'll
name I
be
do know.
so, well, there's also a second drummer. One of them is a
Oh,
drummer.
is that right? They're doing two drummers now. Oh, I'll be
Yeah.
damned. Okay.
So it'll
Yeah.
be like they're gonna do like switching back and forth between Gilmore and the other drummer. There might
Okay.
be sections where they're both playing like you used to have at the Fucking Dead show or some
Yeah. Gotcha.
with the Allmans. But
Is there an opener? Is there another band playing with them?
April Wine,
No shit. April Wine's opening.
I
Awesome.
don't know anything about them.
What? You don't know April Wine? If
Not a
you
bit.
watched MTV in the 80s, you would know April Wine.
You would think so, but
Look
I
them
just
up. No, look them up. The minute you
maybe I
look them
do and
up,
I
you're
just
going to
don't
be like,
remember
oh,
them.
I totally know all their shit. I'm telling
Oh,
you, you
okay.
will know them because they were all over MTV around the 80s and stuff. So
Okay.
I guarantee you will know some of their music. So,
I'll
but
check
they're
it out.
good. You'll like them. They're very good guitar band. Yeah.
Cool.
They got a very 70s vibe. So yeah, I would
All
definitely take a
right.
listen to them. Yeah, good band, really good band.
I could dig it.
Yeah, like I said, you'll like the guitar stuff in it.
Nice.
Okay. So that's his opening. April. That's gonna be a good show, dude.
I'm looking forward to it.
That's gonna be good. Yeah. All right. Well, then that will wrap us up for another episode of Distortion Analysis.
Episode 10.
Thank you for joining us. Please share our podcast with anyone that appreciates heavy music. Be sure to visit our social feeds and drop us a comment with your thoughts on the podcast.